What's good, family? Today, we're diving into a powerful moment in the Bible, Luke 4 verses 16 to 22. This is one of those passages that hits different when you really break it down. It's not just about Jesus reading from a scroll in some synagogue. It's about identity, purpose, and how people react when the truth is right in front of them. So, let's get into it. Let me take you back to the scene. Picture this: Jesus, after starting his ministry, rolls back into his hometown of Nazareth. You know how it is when somebody from the neighborhood makes it big, right? Everybody's got their eye on them. Some folks are proud, others are skeptical, and a few just waiting for them to slip up. That's exactly the vibe in Nazareth when Jesus shows up. Check it out. Luke 4 verse 16 tells us that Jesus went into the synagogue as was his custom. In other words, he grew up doing this. These were his people, family, childhood friends, maybe even that old neighbor who used to give him a hard time. But this time, something was different. He steps up, and they hand him the scroll of Isaiah. Now, this ain't random. This is God's timing. Jesus unrolls it and finds the part where it says, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim freedom for the prisoners and recovery of sight for the blind, to set the oppressed free, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor." As in Luke 4 verses 18 to 19, quoting Isaiah 61 verses 1 to 2. Then he rolls up the scroll, hands it back, and sits down. And with everybody staring at him, waiting to see what he's gonna say, he drops this bomb. Today this scripture is fulfilled in your hearing, which is found in Luke 4:21. Mic drop. Jesus basically said, that prophecy you've been reading about? It's talking about me. Now, at first, the crowd is into it. They're amazed and say things like, "Isn't this Joseph's son?" Located in the book of Luke 4 verse 22. In today's terms, it's like someone saying, "Man, ain't that the carpenter's boy? I remember him running around the streets like it was yesterday." They were impressed, but they weren't convinced. And this is where it gets real. See, the people in Nazareth had their own ideas about what the Messiah should look like. They wanted signs and wonders, proof that Jesus was who he said he was. They were cool with the message, but they weren't ready for the truth when it hit too close to home. Doesn't that sound familiar? Sometimes people can accept big things happening somewhere else, but when it's right in front of them, when it's someone they know, they can't wrap their heads around it. It's like when somebody from your neighborhood starts doing big things, but instead of celebrating them, people start doubting, questioning, or even hating. Jesus knew this, that's why he said, in the book of Luke 4 verse 24, no prophet is accepted in his hometown. And that's a fact. People often reject what's familiar, even if it's the truth. Alright, so what can we learn from this today? 1. People will doubt you, even those closest to you. See, sometimes, the hardest place to prove yourself is among your own people. Whether you're trying to change your life, start something new, or live with purpose, there will always be folks saying, "I know where you came from, so who do you think you are?" Just like Jesus experienced, don't let that stop you from walking in your purpose. 2. Don't let familiarity block your blessings. Listen, the people of Nazareth missed out because they couldn't see past what they thought they knew about Jesus. How often do we do that? We assume we know someone so well that we don't believe God can work through them. Sometimes, the answers we're looking for are closer than we think, but we miss them because of our own expectations. 3. God's purpose is bigger than opinions. See, Jesus didn't let their skepticism change his mission. He knew why he came. And the same goes for us. God has called us to do something, and it won't always be met with applause. Sometimes, it's met with resistance, doubt, and even rejection. But stay the course. So, how does the story end? Well, after Jesus told them the truth, things went south real fast. The crowd got angry, so angry that they tried to throw him off a cliff. But Jesus, being Jesus, walked right through them and went on his way. And that's a lesson right there. When people reject you, when they try to shut you down, keep moving. Stay focused on your purpose. Jesus didn't stay to argue or prove himself, he just kept walking. Let me ask you something. What's holding you back? Is it the fear of what people might think? Is it doubt? Remember, Jesus faced all that and still stepped into his calling. And so can you. Luke 4 verses 16 to 22 is more than just a story about Jesus reading in a synagogue. It's about how the truth can be right in front of us, and we can still miss it. It's about stepping into purpose, even when people don't believe in you. So next time you feel like people are sleeping on you, remember, God already called you. You don't need their approval. You don't need to prove yourself to them. Just keep walking in what God has for you, because His purpose will always be bigger than their opinions. That's it for today's story. If this resonated with you, go ahead and share it with someone who needs encouragement. Stay blessed, stay focused, and I'll see you next time.